Hello and welcome. If you're here right now, it's no accident. The very fact that you are watching these words right now means something deep is stirring inside you. There's a reason you're listening, and it's not because of mere curiosity. Something in your soul is ready to hear this message. And perhaps, just perhaps, this moment is the very one where you are about to discover something that has always been within you. Something so powerful and profound that it will change the way you see everything, including yourself. I want to begin by saying, you are not just ordinary. I know that life can sometimes make you feel like you don't belong. You've likely questioned your worth, wondered why things haven't gone as planned, or felt like something was always just slightly off. But here's the truth, there's something different about you, something the world may not have fully recognized yet, something far deeper than you may have realized. Have you ever wondered why your life has felt like a series of difficult challenges? Why certain doors have remained closed, no matter how hard you've tried to knock? Why certain people have walked out of your life? And why you felt like you've been pulled away from the crowd, from the ordinary even, from the places where you thought you would find comfort. It may feel isolating at times, but I'm here to tell you, it's not random. You are not just someone who's experienced hardship. You are someone who's been marked, chosen, and set apart for something far greater than you can see right now. I'm inviting you to step into a story not just mine, but a story that could very well be your own. Today we're going to dive deep into something incredibly special, something that goes beyond the surface of life. It's the spiritual journey of those who are chosen by God. I believe that there are people in this world who are destined for something greater. Those whose lives are filled with signs, divine markings that the ordinary person may never notice. And if you've ever felt like you were different, like you've walked a path that others couldn't understand, then this message is for you. You see, the chosen ones, the people who have been marked by a higher purpose, have a journey that is unlike any other. It's a journey full of trials, rejection, and deep internal struggles. But it's also a journey of profound spiritual awakening, divine protection, and ultimate victory. These people carry something in them that others might not fully comprehend, but it's something that can change the world. And it all starts with the truth that they are God's preferred chosen ones. Now, before you dismiss this as just another motivational message or a piece of religious philosophy, I want you to take a moment and think. Think about your life, about the struggles you've faced, the times when you felt you were on the verge of breaking, but somehow against all odds you didn't. Think about the moments when you felt deeply out of place, when it seemed like you didn't fit in no matter how hard you tried. Maybe, just maybe, these moments were not signs of weakness, they were marks of your calling. This is a call to anyone who has ever felt different. Anyone who has ever questioned their purpose, anyone who has ever wondered if there was more to their story than just surviving from day to day. If you've ever asked yourself, is there a reason for all this pain? Is there something greater I'm meant to do? Then the answer is yes, and you're not alone. I'm not here to give you some vague answers or tell you that everything will be easy. In fact, I want you to understand that the path of the chosen one is anything but easy. It's a path filled with deep trials, immense challenges, and profound moments of doubt. But at the same time, it's a path where the deepest growth, the most profound transformations, and the most incredible victories happen. Throughout this journey, we'll explore the 9 signs that point to someone being chosen by God. These are not signs that can be ignored or brushed aside. They are spiritual markers that reveal who you truly are. And as we go through each of them, I encourage you to reflect on your own life, on your own experiences. Are these signs present in your life too? If so, I believe it's time for you to embrace your true identity and begin walking fully in your purpose. You may have been through seasons of intense spiritual awakening, where everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world around you started to shift. Maybe you faced rejection and isolation, the kind that cut deep and made you feel like you didn't belong. Perhaps you've been given an inner call that just wouldn't let you rest, the call to do something greater, something that transcends the ordinary. Maybe you've developed a unique spiritual discernment, a sense that you can see things others can't. You've likely faced battles that others didn't even know you were fighting, battles that left scars but also shaped you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. And perhaps through all of it, you felt a deep, unbreakable connection to God, one that no circumstance, no challenge, no doubt could ever sever. If you recognize any of this in your life, then you are not just watching a video. You are standing at the threshold of something monumental. You are about to understand the divine marks that have shaped your journey, the invisible signs that have been with you all along, guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. Today we are going to explore these 9 signs, these spiritual marks that distinguish the chosen ones. They are not coincidences. They are not random. They are the unmistakable marks of those who have been chosen for a purpose beyond this world. And as you listen, pay close attention to how your spirit responds. If these signs resonate with you, if they stir something deep within you, then I want you to understand that you are not just hearing this message by chance. You are being called. So take a deep breath and prepare yourself. This is not just a story. This is a revelation. This is your story. You are here because God has something extraordinary for you, and today we're going to uncover it together. Welcome to your journey of awakening. Welcome to your divine calling. Welcome to the truth of who you were always meant to be. As we continue on this journey, it's important to understand the first and perhaps most profound sign that you are one of the chosen ones, the spiritual awakening that changes everything. This awakening is not like anything the world describes as self-discovery or personal growth. No, it's something far deeper, something that doesn't just shift your perspective but completely transforms your perception of life itself. For many of you, this awakening started at a very young age. Maybe you can remember moments when you felt something inside of you stir, something that told you that the world around you wasn't as it seemed. It wasn't the typical curiosity or desire to fit in that many people experience. It was a deep soul level, knowing that something greater was at work in your life. It was as though God opened a window in your soul, and for the first time, you could see the world for what it truly is. This spiritual awakening is often intense, even painful at first. It doesn't just happen in a moment of clarity or calm reflection. It begins with a breaking point. Think back to times when you experienced great loss or disappointment, moments when your world came crashing down around you and you were left to pick up the pieces. Maybe it was the end of a friendship, a relationship, or a belief you had always held dear. For many, this breaking point feels like a fall, a descent into confusion, or even darkness. But here's the truth: that fall was not a punishment. It was God's way of clearing away everything that was never meant to stay so that something more real, more true could take root inside of you. In order to build something new and solid, sometimes everything you once knew has to be dismantled first. When the awakening begins, you will start to notice a shift in your heart and mind. Superficial things that once occupied your time, your thoughts, or your energy will begin to lose their hold on you. Things that once seemed so important, like chasing after fleeting goals, impressing others, or pursuing shallow success, will no longer carry the same weight. You'll feel like you've outgrown the things that once defined you, and you'll begin to yearn for something more meaningful, more eternal. It's during this phase that many people who are chosen by God start to feel a growing hunger for truth, for something deeper. There's a longing inside that nothing in this world can satisfy. You begin to see the world not as it appears on the surface, but through the lens of purpose and divine design. At first, it may feel disorienting because you may find yourself looking at life differently than others around you. You'll begin to see patterns where others see randomness, to notice signs and synchronicities that seem impossible to ignore. These moments aren't coincidences. They are God's hand guiding you, revealing His plan for your life. And yet, this awakening doesn't come without its struggles. In fact, as your spiritual awareness increases, so too will the resistance you face. It's important to understand that the more God calls you into the light, the more the darkness will try to pull you back. This is the essence of spiritual warfare, a battle for your soul's attention and direction. At times, the path may seem unclear, or you might feel tempted to revert to the familiar, to the life you once lived before you became awakened. The challenges you face during this phase will feel intense. Strange thoughts may arise, doubts may creep in, and you may experience a sense of isolation as people around you seem to drift away. But here's the key: those battles are not signs that you're on the wrong path. In fact, they are proof that you are being called towards something greater. As the awakening process continues, you'll begin to see signs, spiritual synchronicities, repeated messages, prophetic dreams, and sudden insights that seem to appear out of nowhere. These are all ways that God begins to speak to you, revealing His presence in your life in a way you've never experienced before. And over time, you'll come to understand that this spiritual awakening is not something you initiated. It was God's decision to reveal Himself to you when the time was right, when your heart was ready to receive it. You didn't seek this awakening. God decided to reveal it to you, and that is a profound gift. One of the most powerful aspects of this awakening is that it makes it impossible to go back to the way things were. The moment you are truly awakened, you will never be able to unsee the things you've seen or forget the truths you've learned. You might try to return to the life you once had, to the mindset you once held, but deep down you'll know that you can never be the same again. You cannot unwake yourself. Those who awaken never sleep again. Your soul has found the way, and there is no going back. Now, this process isn't always a smooth ride. As mentioned earlier, awakening begins in the fall, a period of hardship or loss. It's often in these times that you realize just how much you've been relying on things that were never meant to last. This is where you experience your first real taste of spiritual resistance. The enemy, knowing that you are called to greater things, will increase the attacks on your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Relationships may falter, doors may close, and there may be times when it feels as though everything is working against you. But let me tell you this, these attacks aren't because you are weak, and they're certainly not a sign that God has abandoned you. On the contrary, these challenges are part of God's refining process. The spiritual battles you face during this awakening phase are part of the testing and preparation for the greater mission that lies ahead. The more God calls you into the light, the more resistance you'll face from darkness. But here's the most important truth. You need to remember, the enemy doesn't fight against those who don't matter. He only fights against those who carry purpose. The very fact that you are under attack is a sign that you're being prepared for something far greater than you can comprehend right now. As this spiritual awakening continues, you'll find that it begins to reveal things in your life that you may have missed before, hidden patterns, divine insights, and even prophetic dreams that guide your next steps. These experiences will become more frequent, and you'll begin to recognize them as direct communication from God. And the more you surrender to this awakening, the more you'll see that you were never alone in your struggles. You will come to understand that God has been with you all along, guiding, protecting, and refining you even when you didn't notice. You might look back at your life, at the struggles and challenges you faced, and realize that nothing was wasted. Every hardship, every broken relationship, every closed door, and every moment of confusion has led you to this point. All of it was part of God's divine plan to awaken something greater within you. These challenges were the very tools He used to shape you, to mold you, and to prepare you for the purpose He has set before you. And so, as you embrace this awakening, you will find yourself constantly evolving, constantly growing. The path may not always be easy and it may not always be clear, but you will know deep within your spirit that you are being led. The signs will become more evident. You'll begin to see them in the smallest moments, in the quiet whispers of your heart, in the words of others, in the synchronistic events that seem to appear out of nowhere. These signs are confirmation that you are being guided, and they will become more and more impossible to ignore. You are awakening to the truth of who you were always meant to be. This awakening isn't just about finding peace or comfort. It's about stepping into the role that God has been preparing you for your entire life. It's about recognizing that every trial, every loss, and every moment of pain has been part of the process of making you the person you were always destined to become. And as you walk forward on this journey, you will never again walk alone. So take heart. This spiritual awakening is just the beginning. It is the first sign that you are part of something far greater than you can see with your eyes. The road ahead might not always be easy, but know that you are being guided every step of the way. Your purpose is unfolding, and with each step, you are becoming more fully who you were always meant to be. The journey is long, but it is worth every single step, and I promise you, you will never regret walking this path. As we continue to explore the signs of being chosen, let's talk about something that many of us fear, and yet something that has been an essential part of your journey from the very beginning: rejection. This is the second mark of a chosen one, and it is often one of the hardest to understand. It's a topic that many try to avoid or dismiss. But if you are someone who has been marked by God, you have experienced rejection in ways that others may never fully comprehend. Now, rejection is not something that's easily understood in the world. People often view rejection as a sign of weakness, failure, or lack of worth. But for those who are chosen, rejection is a profound and necessary part of the journey. It's not a reflection of your inadequacy, but a divine tool that shapes you, refines you, and sets you apart for greater purposes. Rejection, in fact, has been strategically placed in your life not to break you, but to prepare and protect you for the future God has designed for you. From an early age, those who are chosen experience a unique form of rejection. It's not just the rejection that comes from a single event, like not being invited to a party or not getting a job. For the chosen one, rejection feels like it has followed them through life. It's the type of rejection that doesn't always make sense, the kind that feels unjust, unfair, and deeply painful. It's the kind of rejection that cuts deeper than you might think, because it often comes from those closest to you, family members, friends, even peers you've tried to fit in with. But here's where you must understand something crucial. The rejection you faced has never been about your worth. It's never been about you not being good enough. In fact, it's the opposite. The rejection you have felt in your life is actually a sign of God's favor upon you. When God chooses someone, the world may not understand it. People may see your light and feel uncomfortable because it exposes their own darkness. This is why they reject you even when you haven't done anything to deserve it. Consider for a moment how the Bible is full of stories about individuals who were chosen by God but faced rejection in some of the most painful ways. Take Joseph, for example. He was rejected by his own brothers, sold into slavery, and left to face hardship alone. Or think of David, who was overlooked and forgotten by his own family. He was the youngest of his brothers, and yet God chose him to be king. Rejection in these cases wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a greater purpose. Rejection positioned these individuals for something greater. It separated them from the wrong people and placed them on the path that would lead them to their true calling. This is the key thing to remember about rejection. God allows it because it protects you from environments, relationships, and situations that would hinder your growth or derail your destiny. Many times, we think we know what's best for us, and we want to hold on to certain people, opportunities, or situations. But God sees what we cannot. He knows that if we are to fulfill our greater purpose, we cannot walk down certain roads with the wrong people. And so He uses rejection as a way to protect us from what could derail our journey. Rejection doesn't just come in the form of people turning their backs on you. It can also manifest in missed opportunities, closed doors, or unfulfilled desires. Maybe you've found yourself in situations where you worked hard for something only to see it slip away. Maybe it seemed like the doors just wouldn't open, or the right connections never came. Again, this is not a sign of failure. This is God's protection at work. You see, the chosen ones are not meant to walk just any path. Their path is carefully orchestrated, and God will not allow them to walk into environments that will hinder their growth or steal their purpose. You may have experienced periods where doors closed unexpectedly, people walked away without explanation, and relationships seemed to crumble just as you thought they were solid. All of this is part of the process. Rejection serves as a form of separation, separating you from people, places, and opportunities that might have held you back from your calling. It's not a punishment, it's a divine protection. For the chosen one, rejection doesn't diminish your worth, it reveals your identity. It's in the moments of rejection that you discover your true strength. You learn that you don't need the approval of others to move forward. You learn that your worth is not determined by how others perceive you. Your worth is defined by who God says you are. Rejection teaches you to stand firm even when no one else stands with you. It teaches you that you can walk without applause, succeed without cheerleaders, and believe without validation. As the chosen one, you've learned to walk this path alone at times, because the journey you're on is not a journey for everyone to understand. And that's okay. You don't need everyone to understand you. In fact, the more you embrace who you are and the purpose God has for your life, the more you'll see that you don't need the validation or approval of anyone but Him. God's call on your life is unique, and not everyone will see or appreciate it. But that doesn't mean it's not significant. When you read through the Bible, you see that all of the chosen figures went through rejection in some form. Joseph, who was rejected by his brothers, found himself in a pit, but that pit led him to a throne. David, who was rejected by his own family, went on to become the king of Israel. Jesus, the ultimate chosen one, was rejected by his own people, yet through that rejection he fulfilled the greatest mission of all. Rejection is a part of the journey for the chosen. It's not an obstacle to overcome. It's a divine invitation to step into the fullness of your purpose. Rejection also shapes you in ways you might not fully realize at the time. It teaches you to discern intentions, to see people for who they truly are, not just by what they say but by what they do. You learn to be wise about who you trust, who you allow into your life, and who you walk alongside. It teaches you to grow stronger in your solitude, to cultivate a relationship with God that sustains you when the world turns its back on you. And as you move forward on this path, you'll realize that rejection doesn't just separate you from others, it separates you for something greater. It's in your isolation that God prepares you. It's in your loneliness that you find your strength. And when the time is right, God will bring people into your life who are meant to walk alongside you in your destiny. These are the people who will see your worth, who will understand your calling, and who will help you fulfill the purpose for which you were created. So, if you've been experiencing rejection, whether it's from people, opportunities, or situations, take heart. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something greater. Every door that has been closed was closed for a reason. Every person who has walked away was not meant to be in your life. God is using rejection to prepare you for the life you were always meant to live, a life of purpose, of divine destiny, and of incredible impact. Embrace the rejection because it is God's way of separating you for something greater. You may not see it now, but one day you'll look back and realize that those moments of rejection were the moments that set you on the path to your true calling. So trust in the process and know that the rejection you faced is not a sign of failure, but a mark of being chosen. And in that there is power, strength, and divine purpose. As we move forward on this journey, we now come to a crucial sign that marks the life of every chosen one: the inner call that never lets you rest. This call is relentless, and it's one of the most significant forces driving you toward your divine purpose. It's the quiet but persistent voice inside of you that whispers constantly, no matter where you go, no matter what you do. This inner call is one of the deepest marks of those who have been set apart for something greater. For as long as you can remember, there's been something inside of you that wouldn't let you settle. Even when you tried to live an ordinary life, there was always this sense of restlessness, an undeniable feeling that you were made for something more. It didn't matter what you did or how much time passed, this call remained. It's like an invisible thread pulling you toward a future you can't fully see but can already feel. No matter how much you tried to ignore it, to drown it out with distractions or other pursuits, it always came back stronger than before. This inner call is the voice of destiny. It's not an external pressure, nor is it a fleeting desire. It's a deep spiritual nudge that comes from within, from the very core of your being. It's the voice of God calling you toward your purpose. It's not just a passing thought or a temporary wish. It's a persistent conviction that you were created for something beyond the ordinary. And no matter how much you try to silence it, it will never truly go away. From a young age, you've probably felt like you couldn't fully fit in with the rest of the world. While others seemed content to live in the status quo, you felt a yearning for something deeper. You've tried to find peace in the world's definitions of success, in relationships, careers, and worldly achievements, but there was always something missing. Nothing in this world ever felt completely satisfying, because deep down you knew you were destined for something far greater than what the world could offer. This inner call is not a call to fame or worldly recognition. It's not about personal gain or comfort. It's a call to transform, to impact, and to serve. You were not created to live a shallow existence. You were not created to merely exist. You were created to bring change, to be a vessel through which divine purposes unfold. And this call becomes louder with every passing year, pushing you to stop settling for mediocrity and start seeking out the deeper meaning of your life. What makes this call so distinctive is that it doesn't allow you to rest. It doesn't let you conform to the comfort of the world. No matter how much you might try to fit in to live a normal life, something inside you says there is more. You can't ignore it, and as much as you may try to live like everyone else, this divine restlessness keeps pulling you forward, nudging you to keep searching for your true purpose. Some may view this restlessness as anxiety or dissatisfaction. But this is not anxiety. It's divine discontentment. It's a sign that your soul is being called to greater things, and it won't rest until you answer that call. When the world tries to settle you into a comfortable, predictable life, this call stirs you to break free, to walk a different path, to push against the flow of the world, and to step into the fullness of your purpose. And no matter how much time passes or how many twists and turns your life takes, the call will never cease. You might find yourself facing struggles, crises, or periods of doubt. Yet deep inside, you know there is an undeniable truth: you were born for more. Even when life feels confusing or uncertain, this call keeps you grounded. It won't let you settle. And more importantly, it won't let you forget the destiny that lies ahead. The deeper you go into this inner calling, the more you'll realize that everything in your life has been part of the preparation. Every hardship, every loss, every trial, all of these things were not accidents. They were shaping you for the path ahead. Even in your pain and confusion, God has been aligning your heart with your purpose. Every experience you've had, whether joyful or painful, has been part of the divine construction of the person you are becoming. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Everything has been intentional. The truth is, the chosen ones are often shaped by fire. Every trial, every frustration, every setback was part of a greater training process. God doesn't waste any part of the journey. He allows those who are chosen to be tested, refined, and molded so that they can step into their destiny with strength and purpose. You have been prepared for this moment even when you didn't understand it at the time. This inner call becomes especially clear when you try to live a normal life. When you try to ignore the pull of your destiny, you will find that life feels uncomfortable, unnatural. You may go through periods where you try to fit in or live according to the world's standards, but deep down your soul knows the truth. You cannot settle for mediocrity. You were created to make an impact. This inner call isn't about doing something for the sake of doing it. It's about doing something with purpose. You were created with a specific destiny in mind, and nothing in life will ever feel truly right until you start walking in that purpose. This sense of divine direction is what fuels your life. It's the source of your motivation, your inspiration, and your persistence. And even when the world tries to pull you off course, this call remains unshakable, always drawing you back to your true path. The most beautiful part of this inner calling is that it doesn't leave you. It's not something that you can ignore forever. Even in the hardest moments, when you feel lost or unsure, this calling will resurface. It's like a guiding light shining in the darkness, showing you the way forward. And the more you lean into it, the more it will guide you to exactly where you are meant to be. When you start to recognize this inner call for what it truly is, you will see that it's not a burden but a gift. It's a confirmation from God that you were chosen for something significant. It's a sign that you are not just another face in the crowd. You are part of a divine plan, one that has been unfolding from the moment you were born. And every step you take, every choice you make, is leading you closer to the fulfillment of that plan. This inner call will push you beyond your comfort zone, but it will also give you the strength and resilience to face whatever comes your way. It is God Himself working in you, shaping your heart, your mind, and your spirit to be aligned with His purpose. And as you embrace this calling, you will find the peace and fulfillment that comes from living a life of purpose. So, if you've been feeling that restless pull, if you've heard that voice calling you to something greater, know this: you are not alone. This is the call of your destiny, and it's time to step forward, to trust the process, and to walk into the life you were always meant to live. The journey might not always be easy, but it will be worth it. And every step you take toward answering that call will bring you closer to the extraordinary purpose God has designed for you. This is your time. This is your purpose, and you will never rest until you fulfill it. As we continue to unfold the profound journey of the chosen ones, let's explore the fourth sign: spiritual discernment. This mark sets the chosen apart from others and serves as a powerful tool, not just in personal growth, but in the ability to navigate through life's challenges with clarity and purpose. Spiritual discernment is the ability to see beyond the natural world, to understand and perceive things that are hidden from the ordinary eye. It is a divine gift given to those who have been marked by God to see what others cannot see, hear what others cannot hear, and feel what others cannot feel. If you are someone who has been chosen, you will have noticed this ability throughout your life. It's not the same as intuition or logical reasoning. Spiritual discernment comes from a much deeper place, a place of spiritual sensitivity that only the Holy Spirit can provide. From an early age, you have likely felt that you could sense the true nature of a person or a situation without needing to be told. While others are deceived by appearances, you seem to see straight through to the heart of things. It's a gift that gives you insight into the unseen realms, enabling you to make decisions that others might find perplexing or difficult to understand. This gift is not just an ability to sense the obvious. Spiritual discernment often manifests in subtle moments that others might overlook. You may walk into a room, for example, and immediately feel the atmosphere, whether it's filled with peace or tension, light or darkness. Even when no one says a word, you can sense if something is off or if a situation is safe. This level of awareness is not simply perceptiveness, it's a divine alertness that God has placed within you. You are given a deep spiritual understanding of what is happening beneath the surface of the visible world. Perhaps one of the clearest examples of spiritual discernment is in the way you are able to perceive people's true intentions. While others may fall for charming smiles or persuasive words, you have the uncanny ability to sense what someone is truly thinking or feeling. You can meet someone for the first time and immediately know if they are genuine or if there's something hidden beneath the surface. This gift allows you to protect yourself from deception and to make choices that will safeguard your future. It is not paranoia, it is divine protection. Throughout history, those who were chosen by God have always exhibited this gift of spiritual discernment. Consider Joseph, who was able to interpret the dreams of Pharaoh and understand the divine message behind them. Or think of Daniel, whose ability to understand dreams and visions allowed him to guide the king through moments of crisis. Paul also demonstrated a deep spiritual discernment, warning the early church about deceiving spirits and teaching believers to be discerning about the spiritual world. This gift is not just for your personal protection. It is a tool that God has given you for greater purposes. As the chosen one, you are often called to serve others, and your ability to discern the truth in difficult situations is a vital part of your calling. You will find that this discernment helps you guide others, whether through words of wisdom, prayer, or simply knowing when to step in and intervene. It will lead you to places and people where you can make the most impact, and it will give you the ability to warn others when they are about to make mistakes or walk into dangerous situations. However, this gift of discernment also comes with a unique burden. While many people walk through life oblivious to the spiritual dynamics at play, you are acutely aware of them. This can often feel isolating. You may notice things that others do not, and when you try to explain them, they may not understand. You might see the signs of spiritual warfare around you, or perceive the heavy spiritual atmosphere in a room, but others may simply brush it off. This can lead to feelings of loneliness, as the people around you may not share the same depth of understanding or awareness. Yet this is where God's grace comes in. The reason you have been given this discernment is not just for your benefit, but to help others. It is a gift that carries great responsibility. God has entrusted you with the ability to see things that others cannot, because He has called you to act wisely in those situations. You are not meant to sit idly by simply observing. This gift is meant to guide your actions. Sometimes discernment may lead you to speak up, to warn others, or to step into a situation and pray for divine intervention. Other times it may lead you to walk away from a harmful situation or person, even when there is no visible danger. The key is to act in obedience to God's leading, trusting that He has given you this gift for a purpose. One of the greatest challenges of spiritual discernment is learning when to speak and when to remain silent. There will be times when God reveals something to you, but He does not want you to act on it publicly. This is where the Holy Spirit will give you wisdom in how to use your discernment. You will learn that sometimes discernment is not for confrontation, but for silent warfare, praying for someone or a situation without making it known to others. It's in these quiet moments when no one else knows what you see or sense that your gift will be most powerful. There is also a responsibility that comes with this gift. When God shows you something, whether it's a person's true intentions, a spiritual threat, or a divine opportunity, it is not just for your personal knowledge, it is for the greater good. God has given you this insight so that you can walk wisely and help those around you to navigate the complexities of life. Your ability to discern between light and darkness, truth and deception will help you not only in your own journey, but in guiding others along the way. This gift will also shape you in profound ways. It will teach you to value depth over surface. While others may be satisfied with the superficial aspects of life, you will crave authenticity. You will seek out the truth in everything, even when it's hard to find. You will learn to trust the Holy Spirit's guidance, knowing that He will always show you the right way, even when the world around you seems unclear. Over time, you will also discover that your spiritual sensitivity will deepen. You'll begin to perceive things with greater clarity and precision. You'll recognize patterns in the world that others miss, and you'll see the hand of God at work in places where others see only chaos. This growing discernment will enable you to make decisions with confidence, knowing that you are walking in alignment with God's plan. It's important to remember that this spiritual discernment is not just a gift, but a tool of protection. It allows you to stay one step ahead of the enemy, to recognize spiritual attacks before they happen, and to protect yourself and others from falling into traps. This gift is a constant reminder that you are never alone in your journey. You are equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose, and that includes the ability to discern the spiritual dynamics around you. So if you've always had a heightened sense of awareness, a knowing that something is off, or a deep ability to see beyond the surface of situations, and people know this is not coincidence. This is the mark of the chosen. You have been given the gift of spiritual discernment to guide your steps, protect your path, and lead others toward God's purpose. Embrace this gift, for it is one of the greatest tools God has entrusted to you on your journey. As you continue to walk in your calling, trust in the discernment God has given you and allow it to guide you in all things. It is through this discernment that you will fulfill your purpose and fulfill the divine mission God has set before you. As we continue on this journey, we now turn to one of the most defining characteristics of those who are chosen, the intense trials that seem to follow them wherever they go. This is a mark that, while difficult, proves to be one of the clearest signs that God has set you apart for a greater purpose. If you are someone who has been chosen, you have likely faced struggles and challenges that others cannot even begin to comprehend. And it's not just a few isolated moments of hardship, it's a lifetime of tests, trials, and circumstances that have shaped and refined you in ways that others may never understand. From an early age, your life may have felt like a series of battles that seemed too intense for someone of your age or experience. You may have faced difficulties that left you wondering, why me? There were times when it felt like the weight of the world was on your shoulders, and everything around you seemed to be falling apart. Yet despite it all, you survived. You grew. You became stronger. The trials you faced weren't there to break you. They were designed to refine you, to mold you into the person you were always meant to become. For the chosen ones, life is not easy. It's not the kind of life that many people would choose if given the option. The chosen ones don't walk a smooth, easy path. Instead, they face challenges that test their faith, their strength, and their resilience in ways that ordinary people can't even imagine. This constant testing is not a punishment, it is a refining process. The same way gold is refined through fire, the chosen are shaped and prepared through fire, through the trials and struggles that seem unrelenting but ultimately make them stronger, purer, and more equipped for their divine purpose. The intensity of these trials can leave you wondering why life seems to be harder for you than for others. You might look around and see others going through life with relative ease while you face hardship after hardship. And it's in these moments of struggle that you must remember one thing. You were chosen to endure these trials because you have a strength within you that others may not yet have discovered. There's a divine reason for the intensity of the battles you face. God doesn't allow His chosen to walk down easy roads because He knows that their destiny requires a deeper preparation. Great destinies are never forged in comfort. They are forged in the fire. And though the fire may feel unbearable at times, it is in this crucible that you are being prepared for the greatness that lies ahead. The trials you face are not punishments. They are your preparation for the purpose you were created for. One of the most challenging aspects of this process is the loneliness that often accompanies it. As the chosen one, you may feel like you're walking a path that no one else can understand. People may not be able to relate to your struggles or the weight of what you carry. The loneliness you feel in these moments is not an indication of abandonment. Rather, it is a time of separation. God often calls His chosen ones to walk paths of solitude so that they can become fully reliant on Him. This solitude is a sacred space where God can shape you, refine you, and draw you closer to Him. But even in the midst of loneliness, you will find that God's presence is always with you. It is through these trials that you will experience God's faithfulness in ways that you never could have imagined. As you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will discover that you are never truly alone. God is always there, walking beside you, sustaining you, and giving you the strength to keep going even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Another aspect of the trials you face is the weight of responsibility. Because you are chosen, you are not just being prepared for personal growth, you are being prepared for a greater mission. The struggles you face are shaping you to carry the weight of your destiny. The chosen are often asked to bear burdens that others cannot carry, and this weight can feel overwhelming at times. But remember, you are not asked to bear these burdens alone. God is with you, equipping you every step of the way, and He will never give you more than you can bear. The intensity of your trials will also reveal your true strength. As you face hardship after hardship, you will discover that you have an inner resilience that you never knew existed. You will find that you can endure things that would break most people. And this strength is not of your own making, it is divine strength sustained by the hand of God. Each trial you face is designed to build up your spiritual strength, to prepare you for the battles that lie ahead, and to equip you for the mission you were chosen for. At times, these trials will feel unfair. You will wonder why you have to go through things that others don't seem to face. But in those moments, remember this: God is preparing you for something extraordinary, and He will use every trial you go through to shape you into the person you need to be. The depth of your trials will match the depth of your calling. The more difficult the journey, the greater the impact you will have on the world. As you look back on your life, you will begin to see that each trial you faced, each time you were knocked down, each moment of heartache, each painful loss was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to build you up, to teach you something, and to bring you closer to God's perfect plan for your life. The battles were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to refine you, to make you more resilient, more compassionate, and more equipped to fulfill the mission God has entrusted to you. You may also find that as the trials continue, you are able to stand firm in your faith, even when it feels like everything around you is crumbling. This is the mark of the chosen one, the ability to remain standing, to keep moving forward even when it feels impossible. You may get tired, you may feel broken, but there is something deep within you, something divine that won't let you give up. You are not just strong in your own power. You are strong because God sustains you, and it is in this sustaining power that the greatest miracles happen. The chosen ones are not promised an easy life, but they are promised that no matter how hard the journey becomes, God will always be there, lifting them up, carrying them through, and delivering them from the trials that seem too great to bear. So if you are going through intense trials right now, if life feels like one battle after another, and you wonder if you can keep going, know this: you are being refined, shaped, and prepared for something greater than you can even imagine. These trials are not meaningless. They are part of the process that will bring you closer to your destiny. And when you look back, you will see that every battle, every challenge, and every moment of pain was worth it, because it led you to the person you are becoming, the person you were always meant to be. The struggles you faced will one day make sense. They will be the very things that give you the strength to help others. The pain you've endured will become the foundation of your testimony, and the trials you've overcome will be a source of inspiration and hope for those who are walking the same path. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. The hand of God is upon you, and He is walking with you every step of the way, preparing you for the extraordinary destiny that lies ahead. As we reach the end of this exploration into the 9 marks of the chosen ones, I want to leave you with a message that resonates deeply, not only with the journey you've walked, but also with the path that lies ahead of you. By now, you should have recognized the signs within your own life, the ways in which God has marked you and set you apart for something greater. These marks are not mere coincidences. They are divine indicators of your purpose, a purpose that is beyond what you can fully comprehend right now. But as you continue to walk this path, you will come to see the brilliance of God's plan unfold in ways that will leave you in awe. Throughout this journey, we've explored the spiritual awakening that marks the chosen ones, the rejection that is not a sign of failure, but a form of divine protection, the inner call that never lets you rest, and the spiritual discernment that enables you to see beyond what others can see. We've also delved into the intense trials that only the chosen ones are capable of enduring. Each of these marks, a unique and integral part of your story, a story that is unfolding exactly as it should. Now, as you stand at this moment, perhaps feeling both enlightened and overwhelmed, I want you to pause and reflect on the journey you have walked so far. The road has been long, the challenges immense, and the lessons difficult. But in every moment, you have been shaped, tested, and refined by the very hand of God. Every trial you faced, every rejection you endured, every battle that seemed insurmountable, they were all part of a divine process, a process designed to bring you to this point. A point where you are ready to embrace the fullness of your calling. You are not just a product of your circumstances or your past. You were chosen by God for a purpose greater than your own understanding. Your life is not just a series of random events or isolated moments of joy and pain. It is a divinely orchestrated journey that has been unfolding since the moment you were born. And now, as you reflect on the marks we've discussed, it's clear God has been preparing you for something extraordinary. Your spiritual awakening didn't happen by chance. God awakened you at a specific time because He knew your heart was ready to receive the truth, to see the world through a different lens. And this awakening is not just a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. As you continue to walk the path He has set before you, you will experience deeper levels of spiritual understanding, a greater connection with God, and a more profound sense of purpose. Every step you take will draw you closer to the fulfillment of the mission He has for you. And it's not just your spiritual awakening that reveals your calling. The rejection you faced throughout your life was not a sign of weakness but a sign of strength. It was God's way of protecting you, of separating you from those who would have kept you from your destiny. The pain of rejection was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you up, to strengthen your resolve, and to prepare you for the moment when you would step fully into your calling. In those moments of loneliness when it felt like no one understood, God was with you, drawing you closer to Himself, refining you for the purpose that lies ahead. The inner call that has never allowed you to rest, that deep, persistent voice that keeps pulling you towards something greater, is the voice of God Himself. He created you for a reason, and He has been calling you from the very beginning. Even when you tried to ignore it, even when you tried to settle for a life that didn't quite feel right, this call remained always pushing you forward. It is not a burden but a divine invitation to step into your true identity. This inner call is a confirmation that you are not here by accident. You were created for greatness, and the time has come to embrace that greatness fully. Your spiritual discernment is another divine gift that sets you apart. While others are often deceived by appearances, you have the ability to see beneath the surface to understand the true nature of things. This gift will guide you throughout your life, helping you make wise decisions, avoid pitfalls, and navigate through spiritual challenges with clarity and confidence. You are equipped to face whatever comes your way because God has given you the tools you need to succeed. And then, of course, there are the intense trials that have shaped you in ways that nothing else could. These trials have been refining you, preparing you for the mission that lies ahead. They have made you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You have survived what others could not because of your own strength, but because of the divine strength that has sustained you. Every hardship you faced, every battle you fought, has been part of the process of preparing you for something great. You are not just a survivor, you are a conqueror, and your story is one of victory, not defeat. Now it's time to take all of these marks, your spiritual awakening, your rejection, your inner call, your discernment, and the trials you've endured, and embrace the truth of who you are. You are chosen. You have been set apart for a purpose that is far greater than what the world can offer. The path you walk may not be easy and the road ahead may be filled with challenges, but you are never alone. God is with you, guiding you, strengthening you, and preparing you every step of the way. Embrace your divine calling and know that you have everything you need to fulfill the mission God has placed before you. The road ahead may be long, and there may be times when you question your strength, your purpose, or your worth. But remember, you are not alone in this journey. You were never meant to walk it alone. God has been with you from the beginning, and He will continue to guide you through every trial and every triumph. And when you look back on your life, you will see that every struggle, every heartache, every rejection, and every victory has been part of God's divine plan for you. Nothing in your life has been wasted. Every step, every decision, every challenge has been a part of the preparation for the greater purpose He has for you. So as you continue on this journey, I encourage you to walk with courage, with faith, and with the knowledge that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Embrace the marks that define you and allow them to propel you forward into the fullness of your calling. You are chosen and nothing can take that away from you. As I say goodbye for now, remember this: you were not created to live an ordinary life. You were created to do extraordinary things, and the world is waiting for you to step into the purpose that has been set before you. Embrace your calling, trust in God's timing, and know that the best is yet to come. May you continue to walk in the power, purpose, and divine calling that God has placed upon your life. You are chosen, you are loved, and you are destined for greatness. God's hand is upon you, and nothing can ever take that away. Goodbye for now, and remember, you were born for something greater. Embrace it, live it, and let the world see the glory of God reflected in your life. The journey is just beginning.